Amanda Apple, the executive director of I Love Veggies, is about to deliver some important news to her board. Let's listen in.
I'd like to move on to the final item on our agenda. As you all know, I have a big announcement to make. I've decided to leave I Love Veggies.
It's been an honor to work with you.
You're so passionate about veggies, we won't be able to find a replacement. But seriously, guys, we have to think about who's gonna replace her and when do you think you're gonna leave?
We have so much work to do. We need to talk to HR, we need to get this hiring process started. I'm sure there's so many things I'm forgetting.
Yeah, I agree. I think, do we need to go and strategize?
Yeah, let's go get a coffee and think this through.
Okay.
Man, I was really sad when the board jumped on replacing me. Is that because they don't like me? No, wait. I know they like me and think I'm capable. They just said so. So why am I having these feelings? Why did I react the way I did? Why don't I want to leave? Oh, that's right. Professor Reimer's class taught me a tool that will help me deal with a problem exactly like this one. I'll get out the immunity map and fill out all 4 columns so I can figure out how to solve this problem. Okay, I need to think back at the tool that we learned in Professor Reimer's class on solving the immunity to change and creating my own immunity map for this issue. I think that this will help me think through this a little better and feel more confident when I go to the next board meeting. So let's start with column 1. What's my goal? My goal is to transition I Love Veggies to a new executive director. That's easy. So let's move on to column 2. Column 2, what are the things that prevent me from reaching my goal? Well, to start off, I'm not great at delegating because I've always done so much of the work myself. What else? Well, my employees definitely rely upon me to answer a lot of questions. I'm seen as the sole source for information at I Love Veggies. Okay, let me think. Is there anything else I can think of? Oh, yes. I'm the frontline representative of I Love Veggies at every event, speaking engagement, meeting. I don't ever send my employees in my place. Okay, now that we have that sorted out, I should move on to column 3. What are my hidden competing commitments that are making this transition so scary? After all, leaving the organization was my idea in the first place. So column 2 says I'm not great at delegating. Is that because I secretly think my employees aren't capable enough to take over certain tasks? All right, what's next in column 2? Column 2 said that my employees rely on me for everything. So in column 3, I should think about, is that because I'm afraid that if I'm not the one answering questions or that information that I give out, I won't have control over it as it goes out the door? All right, what's the final point in column 2? That I don't send others in my place. Is that because I don't think my employees will represent I Love Veggies as well as I do? Okay, now that we have column 3 sorted out, it's time for the most difficult column, column 4. Ned, I remember Professor Reimer telling me this has to do with unpacking the big assumptions that I'm making here. So here are some of them. I know the organization better than anyone else. Another assumption is that my skills and strengths can't be learned or found in any replacement. And my final assumption is I can't do anything about the transition now. Now that I think about my assumptions, I'm starting to realize all of this isn't true. So let's move on to my takeaways from creating this immunity map. What did this exercise teach me? My goal is to leave the organization in good hands. So after this exercise, I've learned that some of my big assumptions, particularly about my employees not being able to do the tasks I'm doing myself, are preventing that goal from being achieved. I can clearly see these assumptions are ludicrous. Some of my employees have been here just as long as I have. So if I get better delegating, then I could foster ownership among the staff. So, how do I make sure that I start delegating? I think it would be really helpful for me and the board to develop a succession plan that outlines a timeline for the transition process and addresses the challenges created by my assumptions. Yes, that's it. Okay, now all I have to do is present this at the next board meeting. We need a succession plan. Then I'll feel much better about transitioning and leaving I Love Veggies in good hands.
Thanks to the immunity map that Amanda Apple learned about in Ned Reimer's class, she was able to understand the hidden commitments that built up her resistance to change. Now that she has disproved her incorrect assumptions, she is more prepared to talk with her board.
You're the best.
I
We're
Love
really
Veggies
miss
is going to
you.
be in great hands.
Aw, thanks, Amanda Apple. Sure.